Okay, what's happening? Today we're going to talk about the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is here, and it's kind of a beast, but it will always be given to you. You won't have to remember it. It'll be given to you, and let me show you what to do with it. And first off, some of these variables are going to kind of like match each other, and that's okay. We're just going to ignore that. So the fact that we have an A here and an A up there, we're just going to ignore that, okay? So you kind of ignore the variable that's here. And what I'm going to start is ABC. And looking up here, you can see in this formula you have a B, an A, and a C, and an A. So those three letters are what's going to go in here in our formula. I just want to write them out to make sure we get them right to start. So if you don't start it right, you're just wasting your time. And ABC are the numbers here, 1, 2, and negative 24. 1, 2, negative 24. So the first thing to do is to note what A, B, and C are. The next thing I'm going to do is punch them in the formula. When you're using the formula, I want you to use parentheses. So I'm going to start by writing the formula out, but putting parentheses for the variables. So negative B plus or minus, and this is something we'll talk about in a minute, the square root, B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2A. Okay? So you're basically copying down that formula, except instead of the letters, you put parentheses, like I did there. Okay, now I'm going to go through and plug stuff in. So in these parentheses was B, that's 2 here. In these parentheses was B, that's 2 as well. In this parentheses, this was A, that's 1. In this parentheses, that's C, that's negative 24. In this parentheses, it's A, so that's 1 again. If you get this far, you're most of the way there. Okay, which is pretty darn good. So, to finish this off, we're going to use the order of operations. So I have negative 2. Okay, those parentheses didn't end up meaning much, but we always use parentheses just in case. Okay, this is going to become 4. 4 times 1 times negative 24. Use your calculator for that. And what this is going to be, 4 times 24 is 96. And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so I'm kind of working on each part. The negative 2, that became a 2. 2 to the second power, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 1 times negative 24 is negative 96. Okay, so finally, I have 2 plus or minus, well, 4 minus a negative 96, that's 100. Now, sometimes the answers on your EOC just look like this. But sometimes this will go evenly. So I have square root of 100. That's 10. Okay, 10 times 10 gives you 100. So you can check it in your calculator, see if it goes evenly. And this one does. Let me just scribble it out and put a 10 there. If that goes evenly, you can just do what it asks to do. 2 plus 10 is, 2 plus 10 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then that's what the plus or minus means. You can do it once with a plus and then once with a minus. So 2 minus 10, we'll punch that in. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Divided by 2 is negative 4. So those are my answers, 6 and negative 4. Okay, so you basically have a couple of steps here. First, write out A, B, and C to make sure you got them straight. Second, punch the numbers in the formula. And then use your calculator, the order of operations. And then if you have a perfect square root, go ahead and do it to the end there. Okay? All the problems we have here today, this will be a perfect square root. It'll work out evenly. Okay? So do the plus and then do the minus, and you'll find your 2 answers. Now, that's a lot. So let's go ahead and look at the next problem. And let me scooch this over as much as I can to make some room on the board there. It's c squared. I'm just missing the equals 0, so I'll be able to do this on the board as well. So just leave this up and try that next one over there, and let's see what we can do.